Welcome! It's time for Friday Night Marketing! We're gonna rock! We're gonna roll! Get real and bold! Come on, join the show now! It's about to unfold! Get raw, get real, get results now. We're the latest feel, making waves loud. On this stage, we ignite. Every Friday night, brand new fight. Get real, get results now. We're the latest feel, making waves loud. On this stage, we ignite. Every Friday night, brand new fight. In the spotlight, feel the fever. Every pitch and quest. Dreams are big, get bigger tonight. Push the limits, reach new heights. So grab your seat, don't blink an eye. 'Cause Friday night we'll touch the sky. Welcome! It's time for Friday Night Marketing Raw! Hello!
Well, hello.
Welcome.
I'm in my comfy chair because it's chilly outside.
After a 2-week break, we're back. And yeah, good to be back.
We needed it.
Welcome. It's Friday Night Marketing Raw. And hi to Ellie, hi Volker, and welcome to anyone watching on the YouTubes. Pictory have released PowerPoint to video for higher sub plans. I thought that's what they would do. But thankfully, it's already in Flicky and I've been using it there. But I might go and look at what Pictory are offering. I've still got one of their lifetime plans, which won't include that. But I possibly would upgrade.
So Katanga, if nobody mentioned that.
Katanga. How are you, Volker?
Going better, step by step.
Glad to hear it.
And tested a little bit. As said, main point is traffic and books for the rest of that year. And yeah, the combination works well.
Awesome stuff.
And I have no fucks to give for Aweber because
That just
if you
made
know,
the whole debacle's made me laugh, to be honest.
if you know your stuff, you don't need Aweber.
Well, at the end, we talked about it a bit earlier and stuff, and I know that you don't, if you know your stuff, you've got nothing to worry about because you can set up your own mail servers. But the fact is, even if you don't, if you've got half a brain in your head, it won't take you long to research other autoresponders that you can move to. And to be honest, I don't blame Aweber for what they're doing because they're sending out so much mail that just goes straight to the shit box because people never clean their list because there's no bloody incentive to.
A, that, and B, they're dealing with internet marketers. It's the worst folk on earth you can deal with.
Well, I was looking at what one, well, no, I'm not going to mention it on here who, but I will say a pretty well-known marketer, and he was complaining about it, saying his price is going to triple and this, that, and the other. And then he was saying, but it's a shame because I'm quite happy with my 20% open rate. And I thought, fuck me, is that what you get? I mean, but then I got to remember I run my list differently. So, because I understand that he's got quite a lot of people on that. But, my list I keep tight and clean. And if I'm not regularly hitting 30% plus open rates, there's a problem. And I need to look into it.
I'd consider that from the warm lists less than 60%. So
yeah, if you've got really warmed up, I mean, I've got certain people that are always going to open, but you're right. It depends how warm they are.
30% plus X in MMO is a fairly good quota. Just that open rates are, you can't trust them. You can do a little bit of nasty things on it because it's worth nothing. It's the click rate that really counts.
Absolutely yes.
Open rate is so disturbed by everything. So, for example, if you're sending out a Gmail, and most recipients are on a Gmail address, and Gmail is open on somewhere, the Gmail bot, that bot who is determining what kind of advertising you're going to see, is going through your mails and is triggering the opening pixel. So, has anybody seen that email except the Gmail bot? No.
Exactly.
Yeah, not much. On the other side, you have me. I'm using Thunderbird. So if I'm on your list and you have a Gmail address from me, you can be sure that I'm looking on that once in a blue moon because I don't care much. It's a throwaway address. If you made it in my trust that you get an email address with a full qualified domain, then I'm on Thunderbird. That means the standard setting is that no graphics are being loaded. That means the opening pixel is not triggered. Here we have a different case. I've read your email, but you don't see it. On the other side, I know, that's an email from Andy or from Kurt or from Ellie. Release all the restrictions because I know how you deal with your emails where I have to say something about in private to you. And if I don't open it, I'm going to be kicked out, and I don't want to be kicked out. But I had been kicked out despite I'm doing that. On the other side, I wanted to go to cancel a Gmail address from your list, from what that one-time mailer you had. And I got the next mail from you, and the salutation was, "Hi, gobbledygook," whatever internal ID that email had, and the result was nothing. I'm getting your emails on this email address now, but now with a so at first it was gobbledygook, then it was Andy in the salutation, then it was I don't even know what it is now. I have to look. It's a total. It's a shit show. But like in traffic accident, you're sitting there. Say, oh, that's nice.
Okay, well, I'll look into that. Or you can just change the name by default and be done with it.
Yeah, and I've watched the live and the replay. MailerLite is in a downward spiral for me since they have been sold from the Lithuanians to Americans.
Yeah, I personally don't think they've been as good since the takeover.
They have been quite
get great results with them.
Yeah,
and you're still happy using them.
They have been quite good when they were with the Lithuanians because they were really up and behind killing the spammers. My recommendation.
I'm still pretty pleased with them.
Yeah.
Actually.
I'm using MailerLite, but only for the JV list, because it has a one big disadvantage for me. You can't change your email as a subscriber. You have to unsubscribe and resubscribe,
and then resubscribe. Yeah.
And with different emails. So the 1000 email is good, but with my internal email system, that basically every sender gets its own email. So then, and a second one for the JV. It doesn't work that much. So my wholeheartedly recommendation, especially if you don't need that much automation, and doing more broadcasts, is Kit, formerly ConvertKit. 10,000 free subscribers, very good delivery rates. Okay, if you surpass that 10,000 subscribers, it's a little bit more expensive than the other ones, probably not Aweber, but they're really good, and their customer support is good, and for a client list, they're integrating with almost every vendor platform in this quotation marks industry. So. Especially if you start off, it's a very good thing to do. And if you use it only as I do for your clients list, for a customers list, you're doing broadcasting anyway. You don't need all those follow-up things.
I do like to have automation for when I've got a product launch. It's nice to be able to have someone to have an email sequence. Although for the last launch, because I set everything up through Product Dino, which I usually do anyway, didn't work, and the people weren't funneled into the right things, which is the first time that's ever happened. But it is the change of the new MailerLite stuff. I think that's probably what caused
it depends. You can, of course, schedule a broadcast. You can stack up 5-6 broadcasts in a row. No problem with that. But
this was more to get new people into the right lists, and to make sure that I know where they're coming from, what people are interested in, so I can sort of segment the list a little bit more. Not that I've got a massive list to start with, but it doesn't.
I have a step before with where I'm using Leadsly, which is for $27 a month. Most of the versatile and handiest tools I've ever seen, just to get new people in your cycle. And Then I have I'm started again with building up mail servers for my own, which I'm not yet where I want to be, but I'm at the moment I'm sending out about 750k a day. I have the whole thing redone. I have the sources where I get the emails from. I have the cleaning, not only for delivery, non-delivery, also for what might be honeypot, mail traps, all that stuff. Those emails that really kills you if you mail them. It's going to be, yeah, I need them next year because then one of those non-competition clauses are going to cease, and I have 2 companies already that want to have their emails done again, and that's quite a nice thing. And let's face it, if I'm going to make them an offer and say, yeah, $500 a month, the answer would be, come back when you're grown up. Nobody can deliver a service for that money.
Yeah.
Not even in India. So the complaints that people are now paying 100, 200, 400, whatever dollars a month is yeah. Are you in the business?
I was
are you
looking at some of
making
those
money?
things, thinking, actually, I get some of the raises that people have said. I was thinking, I get that much from a list with under 1,000 people on it.
Yeah.
So if they're talking about tens of thousands of people, what are they doing wrong? You know.
I can tell you what they're doing wrong. They have a list but no audience.
Probably, very probably. I don't hit people like every day with stuff, which I know some people do, and that does make a difference. You know, I only try and put out stuff that I like.
So let's face it. When I look back the last 6 months, where I got some new lists when I was sitting somewhere waiting for something and just had my phone playing around, you're signing up. You get some information where it was way more interesting to look at the squeeze page as a report or whatever you're getting. And then you're getting hammered with stupid affiliate offers and nothing else anymore.
Yeah.
As I said to the people in the small group I still maintained was, where has the value email gone?
Well, they're not valuable anymore. I tell you where it's gone. You can't easily get, or you can, but people don't get things like ChatGPT to write it for them. You could easily do them. It's not you know.
Yeah, the best emails are written by AI at the moment. If it's a value, if it's a value email. But
I had a big revelation with Claude today, because Claude I had now the pro version for a couple of months, and up until very recently, I've still been doing a lot of the sales material in ChatGPT, because it's understood the sales process a bit more.
Yeah.
Today because I've been writing the sales page for my new product, which is called Crowdworks, which will be out, I don't know, 3 weeks if I can get it all done. And I did it in ChatGPT, and I looked at it and I don't like this very much. It's not really engaging me. Took that script, put it into Claude, and said, could you beef this up for me? And the output was amazing, really good.
Yeah. If Claude would have GPTs, it would be that.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't
it?
Yeah.
As it is, though, potentially you could just build your own and get people to put their own Claude API in a thing, and then this is this is the tool. because there are now some just incredible code creators around, AI app builders and things.
Yeah, and there Claude is also the way better fiction writer than ChatGPT.
That is true. It does a lot better in things.
The only thing
I still
if
find
you-
myself
if you-
then rewriting it though.
Yeah, if you want to go in a certain direction, anything with romance or even further, then Claude is a little bit like System Aristigmata, but
But then
therefore you have
there
other
are some
ones.
free models that will let you do that sort of stuff if that's what you want to do.
Well, in that direction, I'm using Venice AI, which
Okay.
is it's awfully cheap. It's I think it's $50 a year, and they're using a more or less uncensored version of Llamas 3.1, which
Right.
does a fairly good job, like a little bit like the old Sonnet from Claude.
And don't forget,
The
if you're out there
3.0,
watching,
yeah.
if you've got a good enough computer, you can
Yeah.
download and run these things yourself as well for free.
Yeah.
So, but you do need to have a good computer to run them.
Yeah. And well, my basic computer, I'm running my whole business from a Dell Latitude 5300 laptop, and that's it.
We're not that far off actually having some of the more higher end laptops having the right amount of VRAM and stuff to be able to run some of the AI.
Oh, it has 32 gigs of RAM.
Apple have
But
tried with their new M4 chip, but apparently so far no one's impressed.
Well,
yeah. No, so I don't understand people. I know that a lot of especially the writers and all that, they are a catastrophe when it comes to handling tech, but then I have to spend the money. So
yeah,
learn it or buy it.
Mm.
And expertise isn't cheap.
no, that's true.
Despite what Warrior Plus is going to tell us that you can get the millions for $7 one time.
And unless you get one of my products, which are $9.99 when they're released.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very looking forward to your next one. Oh,
people who
the
are in
way,
Society 11 know what the next one's
Yeah.
about because it's about that video that I posted the other
Yeah.
day. And how you can do these things for free. I just stumbled across this and went, Jesus, it's all free, and you can pay a lot of money to do their user-generated content. It's called, but these are AI user-generated videos, so they're not real users, but they are real users. And this platform has a load of people on it, and you put your script in, and I'm pretty sure the voices are from 11 Labs, and you can do it all for free. And you will be so shocked when I show you guys what the actual platform is. You'll be so shocked that they're doing it.
11 Labs lost it advance a little bit, so the other ones are keeping up. So if you just need 80%, then everything is fine. There's only one feature of 11 Labs that I don't want to miss. Especially, I'm going to the kid this month, so to Poland and Ukraine, starting 6th or 7th, and that is, I'm recording my tutorial videos in German, just as it is.
Right.
I put them up into 11 Labs, press a button, and get them in Ukrainian, translated on the fly.
That is pretty
And
amazing.
that's absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
So especially, and the same goes for the kid. We are trying that when I'm there, because her English is still worse than any Indian on Warrior Plus. If
the thing is that you need to come and live in the UK. I think for most people, you need to be submerged in the language in some way to be able to.
Oh, I'm not living
really
in
get
any.
it.
I'm not living in any kind of English-speaking community except online.
Yeah, I suppose, but online is a bit different. There's so much help around, especially now. There's so many ways that you can kind of mitigate the fact that you need to do it. Whereas
You
if
have
you
to.
just get sort of pushed into a country somewhere and go, no, now you've got to just exist.
Yeah,
there.
that
think
was
it's,
exactly right. We were usually planning to move to Portugal, because I said to her, I have to drag you out all from that Slavic environment. But well, life has chosen this year to hand an
Yeah, of course.
different present.
Mm.
So that is also postponed for about a year. So yeah. But it's absolutely amazing what you can now do with a small laptop and a cell phone.
It is.
I have
Just
never
today,
thought that.
The Notebook ML stuff. I've just seen somebody post on a YouTube video how they've now put that using some AI video stuff, and they've now got a video podcast using Runway ML, which is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, amazing. We were saying, Kurt and I were saying before we came live tonight, we were just talking generally about how almost not scary, but just how powerful AI is getting now.
Completely. The stuff that we're doing, even the stuff that I've been teaching in course, it's the tip of the iceberg. It really.
Oh
is.
Yeah.
And just to see some of the things that it's capable of doing. I mean, in another generation or so, we'll have stuff that is as good as 11 Labs is now on your personal computer, probably on your phone,
easily.
Easily. And then it's, well, where are the advances going from there? I've been playing with AI video, and it's not quite there yet, but it's so close, so close.
Yeah, and I like the videos in that. I mean, I was honest about them. The second guy looks like he has Tourette's in that thing because he kept twitching, and it was obviously the AI was trying to mimic regular movement, but it was overdoing it with that one. The others were not bad.
The third guy, I forgot to change the default voice.
Right.
And that showed. I think if you watch it a couple of times, you go, that's a bit. But as long as you do these, I mean, I've got examples that I've been doing today, and there's 4 examples for each sort of little mini project I've come up with. A pet box and things. They're great. They're really good. You could put that on something like Instagram or on TikTok, and you wouldn't necessarily know the difference. Top it and tail it with your logos and things, so that people know that it's a promotional thing, and
it's astonishing how many shorts, reels, TikTok are automated voices anyway.
Oh yeah,
because on 10 to 20 seconds of video, no one cares. They'll listen to it. It's as long as the hook gets them.
Yeah,
it's all about the clickbait. It's not really clickbait.
You can even do fully AI tutorials as long as you have to be in the upper 10% of the tools, but nobody cares that much. If that demo video,
I haven't checked how long. This one
Steve put down in the Society 11. Well, what is it? What is? But you can chunk it down. Then you can chunk it down in 1-2 minutes videos.
And one of the great things about this tool is that they don't just have a single person in a single space. They've got them in other spaces as well. So if you're really clever and you think of the way how to write the video, you can have people saying different things in different areas of their home, or it's not brilliant. There's only sort of maybe 2 or 3 videos for each person.
When I
you can do that sort of thing.
When I saw that was wow. That I definitely want to use in Slough marketing.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to show people that just purely because you just won't believe what the platform is. That's why it's crazy.
The other thing is just how much GPT AI in general is just getting, to some degree, it's getting a better knowledge. I mean, there's always going to be, it trains itself and it gets crap again. But
Well,
I do
there is that thing now
periodic
that they're saying that 90% of any AI model can now be trained off a previous AI model without any degradation.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's just that last 10% that you need to feed stuff into.
So if Sonnet or Opus
forward.
3 from Claude is enough for you, and that was already very good, then you can on that level it can be trained with the current Claude models.
Mm. And now we've seen the last the last day or so, ChatGPT now has the web search function.
Yeah.
Which it could kind of do before, but now it's there as a thing, we're going to screw Google over with this kind of thing.
And that's made it a lot better because what I was saying to Kurt before we went on tonight, I periodically do different tests with different programming languages. Write me a Perl script, write me not Perl, that's gone, but PHP script, write me a Java thing. And one of the tests is
Node and React now, isn't it?
One of the things it's really flopped on until recently is if you ask it to write in certain specific languages that it doesn't know that well, like Go.4, the gaming engine. And now I earlier said, write me, what would I need to do this? And it was spitting out I'm not well at the moment, so I might be misreading, but the logic of what it's spitting out looks like it'll all work. Whereas what it used to do, it used to get confused with versions, and everything I'm seeing is Go.4 code. And so over the weekend, if I'm feeling better, my plan is to see if I can get ChatGPT to give me all the code to make a simple game.
Oh, you can do that in Claude without any problems.
I did because
those jump and run ones.
Midnight.
Yeah,
London After Midnight have a WooCommerce shop. I wanted to turn it into a funnel so that we could run adverts to it. There was various different ways that we could do that, but there was some stuff that wasn't working that I had to custom code. And instead of actually going and custom coding it, I thought, all right, let's do this with either ChatGPT or Claude and see what happens. ChatGPT did not manage it very well. Claude, on the other hand, got everything right from the start. With ChatGPT, you need to be a lot more hands-on, but with Claude, it kind of understood all the logic for it, and within a few iterations, it had got everything right.
That's the moment you notice that the whole brilliant brains that once have been in OpenAI and then left after the Sam Altman thing last year are now at Anthropic and they're doing their things. They're not doing any kind of vaporware or whatever. They're just releasing
they're just doing
stuff and making it better.
Well, what I'm finding is that it depends on what you're doing. Will depend on which tool you gravitate towards. I mean, if you're doing a lot of marketing, actually, ChatGPT is pretty good. It understands the kind of the structures and things in a way that Claude does, but not quite as well. But for the actual text, for the actual copy, Claude is so much better. So
I can tell you,
pull out a structure from one, go write me a structure for this thing and what it basically has to cover, and then stick it into the other one and get that that is a bit of a game changer because that's it's just increasing the quality of the stuff you're putting out.
I just wanted to say we probably should do the George Wickens break, but Andy is now vanished into the somewhere. But so I'm talking the point before. You probably know that I'm a big fan of HTML. Not related. And Because it's a database-less flat file system for simple blogging, and it's absolutely brilliant. There are a few more, especially in the LMS section, whatever, and you can quite easily secure it only with because it doesn't have a kind of membership system. But the biggest disadvantage always was that there are not enough templates, and it looks a little bit bland.
Yeah.
And guess which Claude is transforming WordPress templates to HTML templates?
That's not the only. There's what is it? Jinx, I think, is a markup that works with GitHub pages. Horde, I think, works with GitHub pages as well. Not yours, Kurt. There's a load of different little flat file languages or languages that are kind of built for you to make websites with.
That, of course, with AI output in Markdown, flat file systems like HTML, which are using genuinely Markdown, is just copy and paste and not copy, transform, paste.
But think about this for a second, actually. You could create a file for each of the pages of a website that you want. Open up a project in Claude. I love Claude projects. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
And then load those files in for each page. Give it a design. You don't even need to design it yourself. You can go and steal somebody else's website with, any tool that will grab a thing. Put that design into Claude as well, and then say, make my website for me. The content's in these things, the design is in these things. Go and do it, and it'll do it. It won't get everything right, but pretty much.
They went after the writers first, and now they're going after the website designers.
Well, actually, I think it's a brilliant idea because I can envisage a time not long in the future where the changes that people want to make to their websites will be a case of you, and they won't want to do it themselves. This is the thing that everybody sort of completely forgets. Web designers will still have a job because people don't want to do the web design stuff themselves. It's not that they're not capable; it's that they're lazy. Anybody who develops on WordPress and then gives their client the access to use their WordPress site, only to be asked a week later, "Could you just do this for me?" Everybody who's worked in web design will know that, and that's one of the reasons why I don't think tools like this will take jobs away from people. Because people are too lazy to do the jobs themselves.
People are too lazy and too stupid. That's in every case. The problem is. Hello, Rick. So the problem is that you Kurt knows that I made some friends recently for some remarks, but that's it. I have no idea why it's why especially that industry is going more and more lazy, especially when thinking. What I'm working at the moment, it's not working as good and as blunt as I want to have it. Is a kind of GPT that is a kind of defense against the dark arts in IAM. It's based on the models of Daniel Kahneman, that Nobel laureate that passed away this year, and he started his job in the IDF and making their psychological evaluation somewhere in the end of the 50s, beginning of the 60s, with a very wonderful introduction. Oh, we have known that you did something with psychologies. Do this. And he did. And it ended with as a psychologist and behavioralist, he ended up with a Nobel laureate in economics. Why?
Yeah,
Because
he was one of the sort of first earlier proponents of behavioral economics. I've read a lot of his stuff.
What I want to do basically is that you take a sales page URL into a GPT and says, well, that's a headline, that's bullshit, that's triggering system 1 in that case, and then goes through the paragraphs and they say, this is a totally blind sales page where nobody knows what it is behind. That's a famous, give me $10 and I show you the box. And that's quite a fun. I won't be laughed for this, quite sure, but I love it.
Well, there's a burning question everyone wants the answer to.
Yes.
So we have to ask the all-important question.
The stakes are so high now. Who wants a potato? It's time to find out.
That's not the damn question.
Are you ready to show?
I'm
That's
just
the wrong
teasing
question.
the people on YouTube deliberately. Kurt, do you want a potato?
Not right now.
No?
One, not B.
Any potato? Anyone want a potato?
I think that the important thing to remember here is that nothing is as important as we think it is when we're actually thinking about it. So right now, I don't want a potato. No.
Wait a minute. You almost embodied the spirit of Kamala Harris there.
Well, that was a quote from Daniel Kahneman. That's his
that
famous quote.
That was almost word salad. So
pretty much this week, no one wants potato.
My potato is already in the slow cooker.
what's taters, precious?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So can we go to the right question now?
Oh, I see. This is what you want to know.
Yeah.
Has George Wigan given David Kirby his money back yet?
That jabroni still hasn't paid.
There you go. And that was.
Has George Wigan given David Kirby his money back yet?
George
was number
Wiggins,
one, I
anytime you want to
guarantee.
join, links on the bottom of the screen.
Are you releasing that as a single? Because it should be.
Well, it's getting to the point where it's catchy, isn't it? I think it needs a bit more
is.
than 17 seconds. It was only ever written as a sting, so yeah. That some things though, if you turn them into a size, just stretch it too much. I think it's good as it is. So we should. In the old days, we'd have released it as a ringtone for your phone, wouldn't we?
Yes, yeah, you would. Yeah.
Remember when people used to pay money to have a different ringtone on their phone? Oh, $3.99! What a bargain!
I never showed you guys my. I've got a theme tune for a game. I wanted to do a Doctor Who game show just for fun on the Doctor Who channel, so I've made a theme tune for it, and I've got bits of it I'm working on, but because I've been doing other stuff as well, it's just sort of fallen to the wayside a bit. But the theme tune is done.
Yeah.
And I posted it on Twitter ages ago, but yeah, I'll post it on Society 11 as well.
Yeah, Kurt, when you in the live today mentioned my exit, then I was reminded of another phantom pain.
Taxes?
No, just because I take that offer, throw it onto my list, and then fuck, I don't have a list. Sold.
Me, there you go. You don't have to market anymore if you don't have a list.
I'm getting one
Just
back.
crumple it up and throw it away.
I'm getting one back. If you are sending out several thousand emails, even if you're doing the spaghetti wall method, so you're throwing spaghetti against the wall and look what sticks.
Oh, no. It's not what sticks. It's you have a teeny tiny hole there, and whatever noodle passes all the way through. That's more like it.
No, it's more like sticks, because if you have that noodle spy hole, then you have shitty sources of bulk emails.
Blaze says it is the first way.
Yeah, don't get used to him or her. Was it her or
It's a boy.
the
You
boy?
drive him to the air, so it's a boy.
Yeah. So don't get too much used to him, because he's going up north,
He's Alaska bound.
way up north. If somebody remembers.
He's not staying here.
No.
So I'll just love on him while he's here.
But let's face it, you without a dog is a little bit like Andy without a bird. It's
Yeah.
missing
I've had
something.
dogs my whole life.
Yeah.
My whole life. Yep.
So when it's not hurting that much anymore, probably a new puppy is coming in.
Probably not, because we're probably going to be doing a lot more traveling.
I'm kind of glad where I live I can't have dogs, because otherwise I'd have
Oh.
several of them. But I honestly
I'd
don't
like to have a dog.
time.
I
I would,
can't
but
have
I
a
don't.
dog because I live with an octogenarian and they'll fall over it.
Mm.
That's really the only problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a few years' time I'll probably live somewhere else and have a dog again. But if I do, it will have to be a dog that goes literally everywhere with me. I don't want to have a dog that you leave at home when you go out. It needs to be trained to be able to go just about anywhere. So,
Yeah.
and
Friend
it
of
will
mine's
have,
just got a new,
it'll have to be able to
new
do
dog.
train travel and bus travel.
Not
Friend of mine's
that
just got a
I'm.
new dog, and it's one of the protection dogs. They've trained in protection. He's got a £700 per square inch bite.
Fucking
It's a
Rottweiler.
lot. No, it's not a Rottweiler. I can't remember what the actual breed is, but it's more like
The last dog I had as a kind of caregiver to that dog, or holiday replacement, was an Amstaff, and those are they're seen as quite fierce, but they're absolutely lovely and wholehearted dogs. But when they're
There
angry
are
at you,
bad dogs. There's only bad owners. I really believe that, because I know
Yeah.
people that have had to give up XL staffies who did give them up, but quite honestly, I don't think they should have had to. They were responsible owners. I think what we need to do is bring back dog licensing.
it was
yeah, I
a
think you're
rescue.
right, actually. I think
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was a rescue from a small flat, which was totally uninhabitable for a big dog like that, and then of course trained and all that, and it's a real funny dog. But if you are a parcel delivery guy and there's a big sign on the door, "Don't go in," and you go in, you shouldn't wonder that you can come in, you can deliver the parcel at the door, but you're
Gonna
not
have to
allowed
pay
to go
for it.
out. So
Thing is, if I was living in a place where I was allowed a dog,
Yeah.
I genuinely would have a small breed anyway, because having had experience of small breeds, they are
Yeah.
just the most fun to me, and I would probably not a purebred, because I think that they all inherit problems, but I get something that had Chihuahua in it, because they're fucking amazing. Smallest dogs in the world, yet they think they're massive. They're hysterical.
yes, you have to, but there
Yes,
you
you
really
will.
have to look for the breed, because they are so massively overbreeded in some parts.
Mm. I'd want
Georgiana,
a crossbreed anyway. I wouldn't want a purebred.
Georgiana, my ex,
Here's-
has one, and it's one from. You see, it doesn't have those Barstow eyes, but is looking normal, very funny. Those big ears, like a bat,
What?
and
Oh.
I love them, but I mean, the chances
Kira's
are,
dog is
as of when I get a dog, it'll be a rescue anyway. So
Kira's
Yeah.
dog is a Cane Corso, which is it's Italian Mastiff. It's a big thing.
That's
I want an
good.
Irish
Yeah.
wolfhound.
You know,
And-
I've looked at Irish wolfhounds. I wouldn't mind an Irish wolfhound. They're fairly lazy dogs, which suits me.
I must-
But also,
However, they're a one-owner dog. They're
Bernie's
one-owner
mountain
dog.
dogs as
That's
well.
what you- that's what you
because
want.
Yeah,
they-
quite
they're,
the same.
You know,
Quite the same treats
Similar.
as the Chihuahua has the Jack Russell, for example. Also a very small dog, but very active, very intelligent, wants to be entertained.
this
Mhm.
was the problem that I was looking
Yeah.
at because I am at home a lot. If I was to get a dog, it would need to be a dog that could be at home a lot. Sure, you can take it out for walks, but some dogs need so much mental stimulation that
Yeah.
that just wouldn't suit them. So when I've looked for dogs, it's been what dogs would kind of suit my lifestyle more than anything else,
Is
and
there
they
a
tend to
dog
be the
with
bigger ones.
No leg.
Ironically, greyhound, which you'd think would be a really active dog, but big bursts of energy and then nothing for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask Rob Max about Jake.
One of the best dogs I ever had was growing up. We had I think it was a Labrador Retriever crossed with a Greyhound. So it was a bit of a mix, but it was
Right, that's interesting.
so it looked like a lab. It looked a little bit like a lab, but smaller.
Yeah.
And it had, but she had the speed of the Greyhound and the back legs of a Greyhound without having the funny arse or the really pointed face. So she looked amazing, but she could, God, when you let her off, she could run. And
Yeah.
but she was always great. She never ran far. She always came back when she was called. In the summer, if we forgot to take her for a walk, she'd take herself on. She knew the route, and she would. She'd go over the field, run around, and come back.
Yeah.
So Rita has a Maltese.
Oh, that's
Very-
like strong little bastard.
That's
there.
an ankle
No.
biter. Freaking
Uh,
ankle biter is what that is.
No,
I've had
Muffin.
Shih Tzus,
Muffin is a real nice dog, and it's again not overbreeded, and you can exhaust him still because it's not. Try to exhaust a greyhound. Takes a
Oh
bit.
no, it's easy. It's easy to exhaust a greyhound. It really is.
Yeah, short bursts of running.
Short bursts
Yeah.
of energy. Then they're asleep for most of the rest of the day.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you have to have the if the greyhound can run, that's good. But if you only have 50 meters and 50 meters back, it's going to be a little bit.
Yeah, there is that.
It
They need,
can
Yeah.
run
do
it
need space.
multiple times.
Just
The-
hook it
the
up to a
problem with small
drone.
dogs
Let the
is
drone
the
walk
amount
it.
of it's the amount of crap that comes out of them. I mean, they for the size they hold a lot
Oh.
of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only thing
Shih Tzu.
it's a boy, and before that vet visit, he was humping everything.
My theory is that stops them because they go, fucking hell, I'm not doing that again. Last time I tried doing that, I got my balls cut off. They get ever so much better behaved after that.
Yeah. So Muffin ruined some toys, and the Maine Coon cat who tried it on was not very pleased about it. And as you know, cats, if you're not Kurt's cat, they have claws, and they use it.
Izzy's got claws just in the back, not up front. And she can
Yeah.
still climb trees. So
Yeah.
They do a special cut here for that. So they leave their pads alone and strengthened so they can climb trees. Some people, my vet's pretty much, he goes, I understand the need for claws going bye-bye. He goes, but the back claws I won't cut. He goes, and I'll make sure their pads are intact so they can climb a tree. Okay. So she'll go up to the couch and act like she's sharpening her claws. Nothing's happening. She's not
See, that's,
ripping any apart.
that's really uncommon practice over here. Oh, in America, it's quite common having cats declawed, and they don't do
Like
it.
circumcision.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It really not a very thing that happens here.
We are not
pretty much.
talking about cats anymore.
Yeah,
are we?
here you get circumcised if it's necessary, or
Yeah.
if you're Jewish. That's it. I mean, there's no. But yeah, in the States, the
It's
vast
only about
majority.
30% of people who
Yeah.
aren't, I think.
Yeah.
No, Ellie, you don't have to say anything here. We all know that. Probably you remember Wolfgang Klotz, the champagne spy who worked for the Mossad in Egypt in the 50s and 60s. A German Jew survived the Holocaust, went over to Israel, and by some very strange thing, he was not circumcised. So he could go to Egypt, they could go to the sauna and whatever, and nobody expected he was a Jew.
Mm.
Mm.
He was one of the Nazi crew fleeing to Egypt, trying to get NASA's rockets and airplanes off the ground, which for some reason never happened.
I think you need to have a visit with a Mogan clamp. Ain't that right, puppy? Ain't that right? I don't know why he likes me.
That's why now only keep a bird. They're a lot easier. Stick them in. Let them out now and again.
That's it. Rick,
Somebody else
Hello,
coming in.
Rick.
Oh,
Hello.
Hello.
good to see you.
we're still here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not left.
so-
It's like the gods of Ragnarok. We're just always just sat here.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
right.
we go live. Just
Yeah. Sometimes. we
Older,
Sometimes
fatter,
we
and uglier.
Yep.
Yeah. Problem is, as I get older, I have all these great ideas and I can't execute all of them anymore. Not without a lot of help. So it's a young person's game. a
So
lot.
basically, you're snorting your Viagra now because sex is only in your head.
So are zombies.
Yeah.
What's sex? I've forgotten all about that.
Oh, sorry, I forgot you're British.
I haven't got time for that malarkey. It's
Sex
funny,
is when a
isn't it?
man and a
You
woman
don't- I
watch a
think-
carry-on film.
Yes,
Carry-on films are great.
it's
They are
more
great.
like Monty Python and the meaning of life, the Irish family and the English family.
I did go and watch some of the Monty Python Flying Circus again before it leaves Netflix. I wanted a couple of good episodes, and I thought, well, I have got them on DVD somewhere, I think.
I've got them all on DVD up there.
I can't be bothered to put the DVD player on.
No,
So
that's
normally,
where
if I
I'm-
can't stream it,
I
I
am
don't
at the
bother unless I'm really desperate to watch something, and then I'll.
This is why I've put a lot of DVDs onto a hard drive, because I'll do that, but I won't get up and
good
put them in the
idea.
machine. Yeah.
I should do that because I've actually got a stack of hard disk space that I'm not using. I could just plug in an external
I've-
drive and fill it up with movies.
I bought hard drives to do it with because, well, I've got all my
Yeah.
Doctor Who stuff on there. It's
And they're
easy
so
to
cheap
then
now,
navigate.
aren't they? A couple of
Yeah.
terabyte hard disk is nothing.
It's yeah.
They are almost free in a packet of cornflakes these days.
The great
Oh.
thing about if you buy Seagate and you have an Adobe photography account, every time you buy a hard drive from them, you get a month's subscription for free
Oh,
if
wow.
you get the right ones. So,
So
yeah, it's
basically,
worth
you
it.
get a free hard drive with the Adobe subscription every
with every
month.
Adobe subscription.
Yeah, but it's a Seagate still.
It's better than the
Been all
Western
right.
Digital.
That's true.
Can't remember what I put in my.
It won't be long until it's all SSD anyway, so that'll add another level of
It's all solid state,
capability.
But
M2ME.
But
NVMe.
all that talk about circumcision has put in
It nipped it in the
medieval-
bud for you.
a medieval crime story into my head. which is basically the precious of the thing is a Preputium Christi. So that is somewhere in an altar with quite a lot of gold and gems around it, and then it's probably stolen or whatever. Yeah, I think that's a story, and people will buy it just because it's a very unusual object.
I got your unusual. Never mind. Shut up. Let's see.
Yeah, you have to go back a little bit into the 15th or 16th century with all those German emperors and their relics, the mania and whatever, collecting everything that is hardly connected somehow with Jesus. I think from all the relics you can build 5 crosses and have a whole nail factory.
I think they said at some point there were about 5 or 6 different saints' heads that were the same saint going around the churches.
Yeah, because
medieval
the Catholic
England.
Church at one point, it was a big deal for these so-called
Yeah.
artifacts. And so people faked them and went to different archbishops and things and went, got this rib of somebody and this fingernail of Jesus and this, and they all
Yeah.
went for it because...
Yeah, and as soon as a new one was canonized, about 6 bodies and artifacts showed up. Parts,
know,
of course, not
back
the
in
whole
the
one.
day, they could get away with it, couldn't they? Could go to Rome,
Yeah.
flog an artifact to the Catholics, fuck off somewhere else where there were Catholics, and go, oi, come look what we've got. Because news wouldn't have travelled.
Because the internet wasn't around. Because they didn't have the medieval equivalent of ePray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have been a far easier scam to pull off back then.
Oh, it was done quite a lot of time.
Mm.
And
Get
we
your
are
relics,
we
get
are
your
back.
relics there.
We are back now again. It's probably not relics, but Bibles and sneakers and all that other stuff. But well, if people buy, a fool and his money are very fast separated.
You don't say.
Well,
Yeah, it's amazing. Look at that. Hard this to fuck all money now, are they?
yeah.
I mean, even if you go for a brand you recognise, they're not much money.
And of course, TVs now, you can just plug the hard drive into the TV and watch it directly on your TV.
On that. I never have done on mine.
Or stick it onto your router, because there's a lot of routers that have got USBs in there, and then you can serve your media files from your router.
Don't talk about TVs, because most TVs are now more clever than the person sitting in front of them.
Well,
that's been the case for a very long time.
Yeah.
Very long time.
But when I appreciate technology as advanced since I was a kid, but the bloody hell, the growth of it has been... I can remember early PCs and how much cooling we had to pack in them and everything else. And now Apple bring out a box that's this big, sits on your desk, is fucking silent. Even when you really load it and the fans kick in, you can barely hear anything. And it's just insane what that anywhere close to that level of power would have needed just a few years ago.
Yeah. I'm always shocked by this thing, because it's what I suppose coming up to 2 years old now. It's still got one of the newer cards. It's still got a 4090 in it, which it does more than most people will need.
Yeah.
It edits 8K video. It's amazing for what it is, and it's almost silent.
Yeah.
It's the you know, when you can hear fans in my videos, it's the fan that I've got on to cool the room down, rather than the one that runs the computer. It's,
Somewhere online, I found a.
the first audio video computers I built for two clients. One was a radio station guy, and one was a hobby filmer with quite a bunch of money. The hard drives I put in there was 5.25-inch Seagates, full height.
mhm.
So that far back, I'm going with AV. So for the Radio, it was very simple, because that was the only drive who could give a constant stream of information. So it was the first digital delivery for the radio station, and not from a tape. And the other one was a US soldier in Ansbach who just came back, someone from Iraq or whatever, and got his money and needed to spend it on somewhat. And now what was in a full tower with full height hard drives is now in a small laptop.
Mm.
I know. Well, Apple have launched this new M4 chip, and I know the AI bit of it people don't like, but the box for the M4 is half the size of the current Mac Minis. It's like you can hold it like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
I have to confess, this is the first time I bought a phone that is more expensive than $150, because things are going to be more visual. So for the usual things, I used my phone. I didn't need anything more. I'm still running on my old Qbots, Andy. Thank you for that, Luke. You're not a mom.
Bloody hell. All right, Grandad.
And but it's the most expensive part in a phone is the camera. So if you don't need a good camera, you don't have to spend that much on your phone. But now I bought a Pixel 9 XL.
Any fairly
You've gone to
new
Google.
phone.
Sorry?
So I've got this. It's the XS Max, which was what, 10, and they're now on 14, 16. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah. The 10.
But
The 10 was
this this is at least 6 years old, if it probably a bit more. And everything on it is just as good. It's as good as you need it to be.
Yeah.
You know. So everything they've got from now on in, it's a bonus. Anything that you get nowadays on a contract, which a lot of people would just get their phone on their contract, it's going to be good quality stuff.
I don't have any Apple device in my business, and so I was looking for it, and then the Mrs. company, so officially the Mrs. bought it. Had a one of those company only bonus buys or whatever, and
right, yes,
it was 30% cheaper than the list. So than Amazon price. You paid over 24 months. There was no pay at once thing, and you paid from the gross salary. So basically, it was about 50% cheaper than I would go to the next store and buy it, and then say, okay, you've got me, I'm buying it. So it's €40 around for the next 25 months, and that's.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're not anymore. We're going off off stream now.
No,
Bye.
no, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.